In this episode of Puzzle Time, we have 3 brand new puzzle boxes from Jean-Claude Constantine. Find out more about them in this episode of Puzzle Time. Welcome to episode 109 of Puzzle Time. We are talking today about a whole bunch of Jean-Claude Constantine puzzles. Before we get into that though, I wanted to talk about our Kickstarter, say thank you to everybody who was involved in the Kickstarter. If you missed the Kickstarter, go to Indiegogo. We have a campaign going there with the same 3 puzzles. You can pick them up on Indiegogo.com. And if you want to be involved in that campaign. Let's jump into our first Jean-Claude Constantine puzzle. Linnea, which one do you want to start with?
Let's do this one. This one's the one that interested me the most when these ones came in.
Yeah, so today we have 3 puzzles by Jean-Claude Constantine that are puzzle boxes. And they're based off of puzzles that are not puzzle boxes. Now that's what this one is here. So what's the puzzle box we have?
So this one's called the N3 box.
Yes.
So what they are is they're An-Neri puzzle boxes where you have to do a certain set of moves and then you have to kind of open the puzzle.
So An-Neri means it's a repeating move that allows you to move through the puzzle. Now that's what this one is too. Now this is called the N3, N5?
N5.
N5. Now essentially this puzzle box works on the same principle as this puzzle, which is kind of the theme to today, where the top of the puzzle boxes we're showing you line up either directly or indirectly with another puzzle that initially came out as not a puzzle box. So
I actually solved that one. It's
actually
pretty interesting.
Yeah, this one's interesting because it's got like a bunch of the bars here that move. And so essentially you're moving these pegs through the
and the goal is to get the ball to come out through the top.
Yeah, there's a ball on the bottom here. Now you can maybe see that down in the bottom there. There's a little ball bearing and it'll eventually come through this top piece. So again, there's not a ball bearing in this one, but it is a box underneath that you're going to open up with a similar style of movement. Now this is obviously like a curved piece here.
These will all line up at the end here.
Yeah, and then it'll lift off. So what level is this? It's a level 8. This puzzle is and so there's 3 layers actually that you can see here now. Can I show them moving?
Yep. You just got to move this one up and then you move the top layer.
There? Okay.
And then if you go through this, you'll eventually see this layer moving down here.
Right. Okay. Cool. I like that. But yeah, you'll see all 3 layers moving. Like Linnea said, eventually those pegs will line up with those holes and the box top will lift off. So, what's it called again? An-Neri?
Yeah, the An-Neri.
An-Neri. There it is. Okay, so there's that puzzle. Let's move on to the next one, Linnea. And this is the 2 Keys box. Now again, like we said, these are puzzles that are similar to a puzzle that's not a puzzle box. So here's the puzzle box. It's called a 2 Keys box. This is the 2 Keys puzzle. You'll see these are actually, I think of the ones we have, this is the ones that look the most similar.
The only thing I noticed that's different is these edges in this one are rounded, and this one has an extra little piece on it underneath the...
Oh, under the pin.
Pin, and I got it to a point where this piece can actually drop through this hole, and then it just has the pin.
Through this hole?
Yeah, like it doesn't drop through to the bottom layer because I didn't get all the way through, but this piece drops through, and then it sits on this layer, and only this...
Oh.
So... I got it to drop through the top layer, but just not the bottom layer. Because like this piece kind of screws.
So the peg the peg that's in here has like a little round disc underneath it, and that disc dropped in there. But the peg wouldn't drop through that?
Yeah, because I didn't have it at the end here. I had it part way where it could only drop. I couldn't drop through the second layer.
That's interesting. Huh.
Yet.
Yeah, so and like you said, yeah, and it's squared off on this one, not on that one.
But as you can see, this bottom maze will lift out, like it has this whole maze. You can see this one looks like it's gonna lift out, I think. But I don't know if this whole thing is gonna come off.
Like, you mean that this bottom maze will come out?
It looks like it will lift out, but I don't know if it will or not. Because how else would you open it, right?
So I think once you get this open, you drop this pin through the first layer, and it maybe into the box,
this slides out.
Slides out. That one will come up and then slide out.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I can see that.
Instead of this whole top part.
Instead of the top part, I see what you're saying. And then that's where your box opening is. So that pin will probably just drop right through.
That's why I think it's called two keys, because this key will come out and then the other key will come out. Right. Maybe, I don't know, maybe just because it's a maze, right?
Or, yeah, I guess, yeah, you're right. Because I don't think you can, you think you could get this to drop in there and then you're moving it through and then it drops through the second layer next? Or is it going to do it all at once?
It's going to do it all at once. I don't think because you can't slide, unless you can slide this little metal piece underneath. But I don't think it does. No, you're right. Okay, cool. So yeah, there it is again. It's another puzzle where you've got the puzzle that initially came out, and then there's a puzzle box that's been created with essentially that puzzle on the top. So, yeah, just a little bit different because this one, bit different. As you can see, it's completely flat. Where in the box there would be an etched out version. It's not hooked to the frame.
And so what level is this? This is an 8?
7.
7. So we're working with a 7 and 8, and then our big one,
the 9.
Level 9. Okay, so this is called the Sternary box. Again, Linnea said, like Linnea said, it's a level 9, and it is based off of a puzzle that we actually don't have in stock currently. So it's called the Sternary box. The Sternary puzzle is the original.
Something cool I noticed. I don't think this has anything to do with the solve, but these things actually move on here.
Oh, they all spin?
Yeah.
Well, that's cool.
So I don't think it has anything to do with solve. It's just kind of a cool.
I didn't know that.
Like aesthetic to the puzzle.
So like with any puzzle box, and I don't know if we said it on the other ones, but you do need to get the box open is the goal. Now, how does this one work, Linnea?
So this one has a little metal ball in it. It said on our description that's going to drop out before you can open it.
Yeah. Now, what's the movement though? The movement on this one is so weird to me.
So you get 2 pieces. So I feel like because you can't pull them, you have to shift the box. I tried doing it where you could pull them, and you can pull them. It's just really hard.
So how many layers of these?
In there, how do you grab it? It's awkward to grab it. So if you just shift it.
You just shift it. So it's hard to tell what's all happening in this one because there's layers where there's pegs attached. Are they attached to these? There's a lot of pegs in this one. That's what I'll say. Take a look in there. There's pegs all over. Some of them holding the top on. Some of them attached to these pieces that are sliding out. And there's 2.
So how's it going to open at the end? Is this whole top puzzle going to lift off?
I'm not sure. But I think there's 3 layers of these pieces that slide around in there. Mm-hmm. So there's a top, there's a middle, and there's a bottom. And they seem to line up. They're not the whole way through. So like this, is there only 2 pieces that are... Boy, this is a confusing puzzle.
It's harder because you have more stuff blocking your view of what's going on.
You really do. You really do, yeah. So what do you have to end up doing here? Like, I actually don't... Do all the pieces just end up like spreading out?
I feel like they do. They end up spiraling out. And then once they're all spiraled out, that says a ball will fall out and then maybe you'll be able to lift it. Maybe that ball's what's locking it in.
Right. You said there was a ball. Yeah. Huh. That's really interesting. I like the feature of this, like this stuff spinning. There's a little hole in the bottom here too. I don't know what that is. I don't know if that turns.
I'd have to do something to do with the puzzle. Why else would it be there?
Yeah, it looks like there's some sort of glue on it, but it doesn't. I don't know if it's attached or not. That's an interesting feature on this.
Unless that's how he puts it together and how he connects it.
Maybe the ball drops in or out of there. Cool. So this is, again, we said, talking about the levels, this is the hardest one, level 9. The N3 is the 8, and the 2 keys is a level 7. But yeah, check them out. Like I said, we don't have the Sternary, which is the original puzzle version of this puzzle box in stock. But you can check it out on our website or on Google. And yeah, that's all we got today for Jean-Claude stuff. This came in like a big shipment of Jean-Claude stuff here recently. So we've just kind of been sorting through some of it. Go check it all out on our website, puzzlemaster.ca. And let's jump into the online buzz.
About 2 to 3 times a year we'll get shipments from Jean-Claude. So if you want more, we will be getting more sometime soon.
We do get a lot of shipments from Jean-Claude. But okay, online buzz. This online buzz today is all about one puzzle maker / designer, and it's D. Dixon. Now, if you haven't heard of D. Dixon or seen D. Dixon's puzzle boxes, go onto YouTube and check it out. We're going to reference a few things here that we found about D. Dixon and
some of his awesome
puzzle boxes. Do we have puzzles from D. Dixon?
I think it's that blinded puzzle box.
Yeah, blinded. Yeah, okay. I didn't even realize we had those. But you can obviously then get some of them on our website. But first, I wanted to talk about what did I get myself into. Now, this is Tanner and his daughter. Do you remember her name?
Geneva. This is their shirt.
Right? This is their shirt. We wear their merch sometimes. Tanner sent us some. But if you haven't checked out what did I get myself into, check out Tanner's page on YouTube. There's their channel. It's really awesome. They do some phenomenal puzzles. And they got this bunch of D. Dixon ones that he shows off. They don't solve any of them, but they do show them. And they look so cool. These blinded ones, he has a couple of those. There's another one where something about my hammer. Get my hammer. Oh, there's a robot. There's one that looks like a robot's head. Some great puzzles. So go watch that video. I'll give you just a little intro to who D. Dixon is. And then if you want to find out more about his puzzles, or who he is, I guess, go to Revo Deity on YouTube. Now, this is by a guy named Chris Linick, and he does some puzzle interviews. I think he's like out of some of the Revo Maze stuff. I think that's where the Revo Deity comes from, the name.
Is he he make those?
I don't think so. I think he just likes the Revo Mazes. Yeah. So, but he doesn't. Chris does an interview with D. Dixon. So I always like that. I get to see the man behind the puzzle. And he talks a bit about some of his puzzles. It's a great interview. Go watch it. That's Revo Deity on YouTube. And that's his Chris Linick's channel. Now, last is a new video from Mr. Puzzle. Now, we haven't talked about Mr. Puzzle on here for a while, but he has a new video he just put out, I think, on December 17th here of 2021. And it's called, it's about a puzzle by D. Dixon called Portal Box. And I watched it. That puzzle is nuts. Like it's a box. It's probably about the size of one of these, hey? But it's squared, and then it has some like round knobs almost on the edge. And Mr. Puzzle solves it. I don't know how he solved it though, because that puzzle was nuts. When he opened it and like started going through it, you can see why D. Dixon is such a phenomenal puzzle maker. I'd love to get more stuff from him here at Puzzle Master, but go check it out. Mr. Puzzle doing Portal Box by D. Dixon. Really, really good. And Mr. Puzzle's so good at explaining stuff. So that's what I really liked about the video. He explains it really well. He actually, for part of the solve, he kind of understood what was going on. He had to get a hold of D. Dixon to find out what all was actually happening. So that's how complicated that puzzle box was. But really good. And I'd like to see more. I'd actually like to see that robot head one that I forget what it's called. I'd really like to see more about that one because I thought it looked really cool.
If you like puzzles with line solves, Mr. Puzzle is probably the best at understanding what's going on inside those puzzles. Yeah. He does such a good job with that. He shows you on paper what's going on.
He explains stuff well. Yeah, it's good. So that's the end of our online buzz. Linnea, where can everyone go check us out?
On TikTok, Facebook, on Instagram. You can go check out our website. We have a newsletter that you can subscribe to. Lots of good information in there.
You can watch our Facebook Live too. We do that Thursdays at 3:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. And it's where you'll see a lot of new puzzles coming in, stuff that usually isn't even on the website or won't be on the website for even weeks afterwards. So Facebook Live, check us out there. Also, thank you guys for watching. If you like this content, subscribe to our channel, click the bell to get notifications because we have a whole bunch of reviews as well as solutions that come out on there. And one of our newest shows is Puzzle Insider. That's with Gregory, who's the Puzzle Wanderer channel on YouTube, but he shoots some stuff for us here at Puzzle Master. So check out Puzzle Insider to find out more about the inside happenings of the puzzle industry. So thank you guys for watching. The end of our episode. Check us out, puzzlemaster.ca. Thank you guys. See ya.